You're welcome to News Desk if you just joined us, and I know you're keen on hearing what I think about the year 2014 as far as this country is concerned. But let's go to court first. An Accra Circuit Court has granted the bail application to Alhaji Dawood, a businessman accused of aiding Nayeli Ametepe transport cocaine to the UK. Latif Idrisu, who is here with me, was there earlier today, and he will bring us up to speed exactly what happened leading to the bill being granted to Alhaji Dawood. Latif, it looks like all I keep hearing is just Alhaji Dawood who's been granted bail. What ensued in court today? Yeah,
it wasn't just Alhaji Dawood,
Great.
but other accomplices were also granted bail. Counsel for Alhaji Dawood, that's Frank. I have his name here.
Great.
Frank Davis. Frank Davis, yeah. Yesterday, he made a strong case that he didn't understand why prosecutors didn't show up the AG's department. But today, lucky for him enough, we have the AG led by the team herself. She was there herself.
Marietta Brew?
Yeah. So after back and forth, the judge, came up with the ruling that the offense or whatever Alhaji Dawood and his accomplices are being accused of is bailable. So then he cited about 3 or 4 examples across the world and in Ghana here. So he concluded that he's going to grant bail to Alhaji and his other accomplices. So all of them have been granted bail.
Great, great. And you spoke to counsel for the accused persons after the hearing? Yeah,
I spoke to counsel for first and then third accused. And they were all hopeful that actually the case has been adjourned to 7th of January, the bill. So 7th January will be going back to court on this very case.
On this particular issue, when the case is going to start.
Exactly. So they are hopeful that come 7th January, their clients will be rid of all the charges that have been leveled against them.
Let's listen to those lawyers you spoke to.
As I said yesterday, we expected the court to err on the side of justice, fairness, and equity. It's quite obvious that from day one, the court was minded to grant the accused person's bail, but it was premised on the fact that the prosecution needed much time to terminate their investigations. As the court just said, between the time they were arrested and arraigned before the court and now is a long time, enough for the prosecution to have completed the investigations. And since they themselves said today that they are still persisting in their investigation, this was just right and proper for the court to have granted the accused person's bail, as we have all seen in court this morning.
You press hard for the review on the civil servant's amount that is supposed to have in his account, and also you wanted the civil servant part to be expunged from the ruling, and the judge continued to make it stay. What do you have to say about that?
I think that this new trend of bail conditions is quite novel to our criminal jurisprudence. Normally, since offences are criminal in nature and public servants are close with a certain level of integrity, you hardly get public or civil servants standing surety in criminal cases. So this condition is quite onerous. But be that as it may, that is what the court has said. Will abide by the court's decision.
So this is just a bill. Now, how sure are you that your clients are going to be rid of all these, charges against?
Now you want me to be a clairvoyant? I am not a clairvoyant. I'm just a simple human being. I cannot think into the future. I can only think about the present.
We are not there yet. We are not there yet. Yes, yeah, sure. Thank you so much too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, with the 1,000 cities that whoever is going to stand surety must possess in his.
That is good. In Ghana, for instance, how many public servants earn more than 15,000?
There will be more on this at midday on News Today, but there's something I want to find out from Latif. What was the novel bail conditions the lawyer was speaking about?
Yeah, in his ruling, the judge said that whoever is going to stand surety must have 15,000 Ghana cedis in his or her account. But after a back and forth with council, he came down to 1,000 Ghana cedis, just 1,000 Ghana cedis. And that whoever is going to stand again must be a civil servant. So councils were like, they prayed the court to make it open so that whoever is of good standing in society can just come in and stand and then sign on behalf of,
and
the
for
accused.
him it was novel.
Yeah, it was novel to him.
Great. We'll leave it here for now. We hope to see this package later in our broadcast. Thank you very much, Latif. Latif Idrisu is a joint news reporter. He was in court earlier today for us, where an Accra Circuit Court has granted bail to Alhaji Dawood, a business, and 5 others. Alhaji Dawood is a businessman accused of aiding Naeli Ametapet transport cocaine to the UK. Now, let's turn attention away from this and speak about perhaps my top 5 for the year 2014. The woeful fall of the cedi, which somewhat has stabilized over the past years. Our woeful showing at the World Cup. A subsequent shameful transfer of $3 million to Brazil in cash, and the consequent sacking of Black Star coach, former Black Star coach Kwesi Appiah. Hopefully 2015 we'll see what Avram Grant can do. We could also talk about the scare to the spine of Ebola across West Africa, and the shameful consequence of our filth here in Ghana. I'm talking about cholera. Hopefully next year we wouldn't have a showing of cholera here, because you and I may have learnt the lesson. And the biggest lesson to be learnt by government to deal with this properly, perhaps predict the primary sources and deal with them. Number 5 is you for staying on the show throughout the year. I am totally grateful for that. Thank you very much. On that note, from the rest of the team and I, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. And I'm not supposed to do this. Miss Mo, try not to be angry with me. But Merry Christmas to the Dumashi family in Silgakopa and in Tema, and to my own family, to Augustine Seraphim Dumashi, you're my father-in-law. And we are absolutely proud of you on your 52nd birthday. Belated happy birthday to you. And your son says that you actually deserve this day. You should celebrate it. Thank you all for staying through the year. And I'll see you again at midday on News Today when I can't do this. But I'm grateful you stayed through. Goodbye.